Hi people, it's Otti again. I'm sitting here in Oberhausen at the ResonanzWerk. Besides me is Roger Miret of AGNOSTIC FRONT. Hi.
Hi, nice to be here with you.
We are here because we are touring Europe now this summer again. We will talk about this later. But first of all, as always, I ask you to describe who are AGNOSTIC FRONT and what's the idea behind your band.
Well, AGNOSTIC FRONT, we've been a band for 42 years. The band started in 1982, and we were underground punk, hardcore punk band from New York City. We were just talking about injustice and stuff like that, and making a change, making an effort. Talk about oppression, overcoming oppression. We're just a New York City punk band. But here we are 40 plus years later, still playing, still performing, 13 albums out there. We just do what we love.
To say just a New York City punk band, I think you are one of the most influential bands in the hardcore punk scene. At least other people say like this.
Yeah, I guess because we've been here for a long time and we're genuine and people can connect to stuff that's real and they feel like this connection with us and we love it. This is our family,
And it still is, it's punk, it's skins, it's this united feeling, I think is something you transported in your music all the time.
And I like to bring it together all the time live too.
I think we will see it tonight here in Essen.
Yes, for
I know
sure.
Many of your fans around here, so some of them probably will come.
Cool, very cool.
But when you remember the time back then, I have to say, I look older, but I'm younger than your band. 2 years younger. It's funny somehow. If you look back at the time that you began, what have been the really cool aspects you had back then, and what's better nowadays?
Well, I mean, it was cool back then. It was new, fresh, original. Like, and every band sounded differently from every other punk hardcore band in America. It was unique. It was something fresh and new. I mean, today there's a lot. I mean, hardcore and punk has grown so much; it's actually even become commercialized. There's a lot of bands. I mean, I love the past. I love that era for being like a little bit more personal. I mean, it was hard to discover bands. You had to be at shows. You had to be at record shops. You had to make the effort. Where today, you have the internet. One day you could be the biggest thing in the world. The next day you could be done. So there is benefits with the internet too, of course, because you get to reach people quicker, faster, and alert them of what's going on, shows-wise, music-wise, and stuff like that. But I do feel like the old days is a little bit more connected to the actual scene.
And I think back then it was harder to get shows, but if you had some more people came, because everyone in the area was cool about, hey, there's the band in town.
All the bands knew each other, everybody knew each other, the fanzines knew each other, everything was connected. We were all like together because we knew we were, this was our little family, our little tribe, Now it's a little bit more expanded, but everything's got its pros and cons.
See, I've seen some documentary about punk as a whole and New York and American punk as well and hardcore, where they told about the network you had for shows. So bands who went from one city to the other said, okay, there's that venue, call the guy, and so
all by telephone. Yeah. No mobile phones, no apps to get anywhere, a map, and you just had to go and you call, hey, and hopefully there was a show there. It was, like I said, it was very personal. You had to, and you connected, all the bands connected with other bands because they would get you the shows. Hey, we're friends with this band, they'll book us, and that's how it was. Until now, with the internet, it's a little bit faster, and the way things move faster, booking agencies, everything,
Is there one band you say that really helped you get on? That some friends you had back then?
I mean, we did a lot of great tours. I mean, we did tours with GBH. It was fantastic. We've done our own. I mean, most of the work we've done has been on our own. I can only think of a few bands that ever took us out. Maybe, like I said, GBH was one. Obituary. I love Obituary. Hatebreed. Many, because we kind of hold our own. But it'd be nice if if some other bands took us out too, but it's always us taking somebody out. You know?
Yeah, good. I think you are one of the bigger ones, so
Yeah.
it's often like this. You are the headliner, and
But I like to go on tours with other big bands too, you know, if possible. But whatever.
And if you look at all this time, are there some mates you lost that you miss really?
Are there some more?
That you missed some people who maybe have died or have gone?
Yeah,
you
of
don't know where
course.
they.
Of course, and I sing a song for them, for my family. Lyrically, it's about that. You know, for those who are with us now and those who are gone, you know. And of course I miss them. These were people that we made this together, you know, and unfortunately they've passed. So I celebrate them with my music whenever I play that night. I celebrate their life.
So you have songs, even if hardcore is more hard music, you have songs that are really emotional, really deep.
Of course, they're like I say, most of our music is very family orientated. About, you know, we like to run a tight ship. You know, we like to consider ourselves very personal. The whole our scene, you know, we take it like that.
That's great, the moment. So now you have 13 albums, that's right? That's it?
Something like that.
I didn't count as well. It's a lot of albums,
Yeah.
and a lot of stuff you made. How did you change your songwriting, your view on your music in all of those years?
It's
Is there
just,
some change?
You know, we've always been leaders, not followers, and we've always been pioneers of certain types of different movement within our own scene. That being said, you know, we just write what first what is important and feels good to us, because we have to perform it. So if we really feel it, we really like it, and then we have to put all our you know, all our passion and dedication to perform it for you, and hopefully you like it as much as we like it. So first and foremost, we have to please ourselves and be happy with what we're doing, and then we present it to you because it's from our hearts. And we don't write just to write to make, you know, to make songs, to make big songs, popular songs, whatever. No, we write from our heart.
I think this is important in this style of music, because you never would be like a chart band that goes on top of the pops maybe.
Yeah, I don't think that's ever gonna happen.
But I think you have some Billboard entries, did you?
Say again?
Some Billboard entries in the past, did you have some?
We've had some entries here and there. We always come in strong within the first 100, and then we get out. You know, once, you know, I mean, our music isn't the prettiest music, you know, but it's real. You know, it's talking about real stuff, genuine stuff, and if you want to get past all that prettiness of anything, then come check us out. Come to our shows. You can meet us. You can talk to us. You know, we're very approachable. You know.
So you are someone who goes out to the people after the shows too?
Yeah, I'm always around. Take photos or whatever, talk to people, you know.
That's good. Many bands that are bigger don't do it because they are afraid of people touching and doing stuff.
I'm not afraid of people.
That's good. Even after 40 years, you're not afraid of people.
No.
That's a good side.
No.
Yeah. I don't know, I think it's 100, 200 people here at least that are coming. Is this a rather big show here in Germany for you, or is it small?
It's a weekday, first of all. It's a Tuesday night, so
Yeah.
it's respectable to have a couple hundred pre-sales. It's really nice. And maybe by the end of the night, 350, who knows? Which is good. I mean, we play all kinds of side shows. We'll play 100 people. We play 100,000 people. It doesn't matter to us. You know, we just play. We're here to play. We play just as passionate, just as hard for no matter how many people are here.
Yeah, you're touring a lot at the moment. I think it's the second European tour this summer, right?
Yeah, but they're short. They're short. It looks like a lot because you come twice, but the first one was 16 shows and this one is 16. So, I mean, we used to come for 5-6 weeks one time.
Yeah.
And then now we split it.
Yeah, but I think it's difficult to do this in summer because of open air festivals and stuff.
Yeah, we used to come more towards the fall, but we have families too. We have to go home, and we also tour different parts of the world. Like when we go home now, September we're touring in America, November we're in South America, December we're back finishing America. You know, so we're busy, and at the same time we have families, so we have to attend to them. You know, our kids and wives and stuff like that.
I think this is most important to arrange your
have to manage
life
it.
and your
Yeah.
family, and that everyone is fine with this.
Yes, it's difficult, but it's very important.
But I think we have to talk about something. Your last album is from 2019.
Yeah.
So it's about 4 years now, 4 years. So it was German. 4 years. 4 years. So are you still working on a new album?
We're gonna excuse me. We're gonna start now. See what happened was 2019 was our last album, and then COVID.
Yeah.
2020. So it's been a waste of 2 years. The album came out. It was great, but then we couldn't tour it. We couldn't. So right now we're kind of touring some of it. But we normally have a new record out every 4 or 5 years. Every 4 or 5 years is normal.
Oh, okay.
So we're at what we should be writing now, and hopefully a new album next year.
And you switched to Atomic Fire Records, so this is
Yes,
your
we're
first
with
album. It will be your first album on that record,
Yes.
record label. And so
Yes.
yeah, cool. But let's talk a little bit about Get Loud now, and that will be somehow the end of the interview. So what have been the most important topics you had on this album, and how do you look now at the album after 4 years?
I mean, our albums are so relevant. It's incredible. Like, you know, the stuff I talk about is the stuff that happens. You know, it's like, it's funny because then, you know, it's like I've been talking about this stuff my whole life, and it's happened. It's right in front of your face. You know, like, and to me, it's not even shocking. To a lot of people, it's shocking. A lot of people are like, oh, this, and that. I'm like, this is what I write about musically. There's a lot of good topics in Get Loud. There's topics about friends, family, like always. Like I remember, like reminiscing on our past. Me and Vinny, our full history of Agnostic Front. Then we have like, let me see another song. Let's see. Let me just pull out another song. Like Spray Painted Walls, which is about like turf wars within the city and stuff like that. And we write about social, mostly social stuff. You know, social, like in a social level. We don't really talk about a lot of world politics because we're not I'm not a politician. So I talk about social political stuff, like what goes around me on a day-to-day basis. You know, so you know, faults with our government, faults with a lot of stuff. Oppression, overcoming oppression.
There's a lot you can talk about in your songs.
Yeah.
That's the word nowadays.
You could write so much about it.
But one song that was really like an earworm. I don't know what the English expression is like. It catch me was let's see. I miss the old New York. At least you sing this. So
Which one?
I miss the old New York. You sing this. So
Old New York.
Yeah. So what is the difference, or what was your New York like that you miss?
Well, New York is like old New York now. I just missed the feeling of real New York. If you go to New York now, or when I wrote this song, it's very clean. It's like 42nd Street is like Disneyland. It was never like that. The New York I grew up with, and New York that really gave us our edge, our sound, our style. What I always wrote about was more like the Taxi Driver, the movie Taxi Driver. That New York, it had more realness to it. It wasn't fake, and families still lived in New York. People were still there through life. Now, you have to be rich to live in New York City. You have to be a model or an actor or something like that. They threw away all those people. So I miss the quality of family and just realness, genuineness of old New York.
New York is a city with lots of history, I would say.
Yeah.
Lots of history.
It's crazy because if you read my lyrics, you go to New York now, like, what is he talking about? It was a time and a place.
I've never been there, but I've have the book now with walls of old buildings in New York and stuff. And coming from Germany, seeing all the movies, you most of the time see the skyscrapers, but not the cool, the architecture and stuff. So it's really, I think it's really beautiful, still, optically.
Yeah, I mean, it looks great. It's beautiful. It's a great city still, but it's not the same New York I grew up in.
Yeah, no. So one thing, I don't know if you want to talk about it, but you had some health issues.
I'm still dealing with health issues. During the pandemic, I went through a couple cancer surgeries. I'm better with that. I still got a couple I have another surgery December 19th. So I'm doing the best I can, and I feel good. I'm more than grateful and thankful for all the people that have helped me out and been there with me throughout my health issues. It was hard, you get hit with the pandemic and it's bad enough, and then boom, you get hit with cancer or something on top of it, and it's just like, and there's a lot of depression and a lot of that stuff, at the time during the pandemic, and confusion and stuff, so it didn't help being sick,
Yeah, I see.
But I'm pushing through it, I'm going through it, and I'm fine.
That's cool. And that brings me to my last question, because I think there have been cancer and the pandemic and all this stuff. You have fight for many years. You have 40 years of all this stuff. So what keeps you going on? What keeps you saying, okay, I still want to do this, and it's still cool to be on stage?
I love it. It's what I've been doing since I joined this band when I was 17. And I never thought I'd see the world and experience the world. And that's opened my eyes more than anything. There's not many people that can do that. And I am living my retirement. I'm seeing stuff, enjoying life, meeting people all over the world, and it's fun. It's what I love to do, I figure when I get old, then I'll go to work. Opposite. People work their whole lives till they're 67, 68, then they retire, and you're old, and your body is not the same. You can't enjoy life. I'm enjoying life now. When I get old, I'll go work.
That's cool, that's really cool. And I think that is something many people should try to do.
Well, we were lucky too. It's hard. It hasn't been an easy life. It's been a lot of ups and downs. But it was lucky for us to be the godfathers of something, creating something original, and that people connected to and are passionate about and wanted to see all over the world. We got lucky. And it's because we were always genuine and real. People wanted that, So I'm blessed. I'm grateful. Thank you.
That's fine. I could ask you tons of more questions, but I think you have to prepare for the show.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, so thank you for the cool talk.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
And you guys, thanks for watching. Come to Agnostic Front shows and live shows.
And I'll see you in the pit.